Numerous aspects of your life are affected by your credit score, including your ability to obtain a loan or credit card, the interest rate you pay, and the availability of the apartment you desire. A higher credit score can grant you access to additional credit options at reduced interest rates. Typically, borrowers with credit scores above 750 have numerous options, including qualifying for 0% auto financing and credit cards with 0% introductory interest rates. Knowing how credit scores work and the ranges of credit scores is advantageous. What is a credit report? A credit report is a comprehensive account of one's credit history. In addition to the status of your credit accounts, loans, bankruptcies, late payments, credit inquiries, and public records, your credit report also contains personal information such as your address, social security number, and date of birth. Each of the three main credit reporting agencies, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, collect this information and compile it into a separate credit report. Although each credit reporting agency has its own credit report, the information they acquire is similar. The credit reporting agencies then sell this data to organizations such as banks, credit card companies, insurance companies, and landlords who use it to determine your creditworthiness. You are entitled to one complimentary copy of your credit report from each of the three main credit bureaus every 12 months. This request can be made at www.annualcreditreport.com. Remember that your credit report does not include your credit score, but examining it annually is an excellent way to ensure everything is in order. What is a credit score? A credit score is a number between 300 and 850 that assesses a consumer's creditworthiness. The greater the credit score, the more attractive a borrower is to potential lenders. A credit score is determined by credit history, which includes the number of open accounts, total debt, and repayment history, among other factors. Lenders use credit scores to determine the likelihood that borrowers will repay loans on time. There are numerous credit bureaus in the United States, but only three are of significant national importance: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. This trio dominates the market for accumulating, analyzing, and disseminating information about consumers in the credit markets. The Fair Isaac Corporation, now known as FICO, developed the credit score model, which financial institutions utilize. Although there are other credit assessment systems, the FICO score is the most popular. There are several methods to enhance one's credit score, including timely loan repayment and minimal debt levels. How credit scores work. A credit score can have a substantial impact on your financial existence. It is crucial to a lender's decision to extend credit. For instance, individuals with credit scores below 640 are typically categorized as subprime borrowers. To accommodate themselves for the increased risk associated with subprime mortgages, lending institutions frequently impose a higher interest rate than on conventional mortgages. Applicants with a low credit score may also require a reduced repayment period or cosigner. In contrast, a credit score of 700 or higher may result in a borrower receiving a lower interest rate, resulting in less interest paid throughout the loan. Scores above 800 are regarded as exceptional. While each creditor establishes its credit score range, the average FICO score range is frequently used. Excellent. 800 to 850. Very good. 740 to 799. Good. 670 to 739. Fair. 580 to 669. Poor. 300 to 579. A person's credit score may also affect the amount of the initial deposit required to obtain a smartphone, cable service, or utilities, or to rent an apartment. And lenders frequently evaluate consumers' credit scores, particularly when determining whether to alter a credit card's interest rate or credit limit. A quick reminder, if you've enjoyed the video so far, consider subscribing as we frequently upload informative and educational videos. Let's continue. Credit score factors. How your score is calculated. Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, the three largest credit reporting agencies in the United States, report, update, and store consumers' credit histories. There may be disparities in the information collected by the three credit bureaus, but when calculating a credit score, 5 major factors are considered. 1. Payment history. 2. Total amount owed. 3. Length of credit history. 4. Types of credit. 5. New credit. A person's payment history accounts for 35% of their credit score and demonstrates whether they pay their bills on time. 30% of the score is based on the total amount owed and the credit utilization rate, which is the proportion of available credit that is being used. 15% of a person's credit score is based on the length of their credit history, with lengthier credit histories considered less hazardous because there is more data to ascertain payment history. 10% of a credit score is determined by the type of credit used, which indicates whether a person has a blend of installment and revolving credit, such as credit cards. New credit also accounts for 10% and considers the number of new accounts a person has, the number of new accounts they have recently applied for that involved a credit inquiry, and the date their most recent account was opened. How to improve your credit score. When a borrower's credit report is updated, their credit score changes and can rise or decline based on the new information. Here are some ways a consumer can increase their credit score. Pay your expenses on time. It takes 6 months of on-time payments to improve your credit score noticeably. Increase your credit line. If you have credit card accounts, call to query about an increase in your credit line. If your account is in excellent standing, you should be eligible for a credit limit increase. However, it is essential to refrain from spending this quantity to maintain a low credit utilization rate. Avoid closing your credit card accounts. If you are not using a particular credit card, you should cease using it rather than close the account. Depending on a card's age and credit limit, closing the account may harm your credit score. Suppose you have $1,000 in debt and a $5,000 credit limit equitably divided between 2 cards. Your credit utilization rate is 20%, which is a healthy amount. However, closing one of the accounts would increase your credit utilization rate to 40%, which is detrimental to your credit score. Employ one of the best credit rehabilitation firms. Credit repair companies will negotiate with your creditors and the 3 credit agencies on your behalf for a monthly charge if you lack time to improve your credit score. Moreover, given the number of opportunities a high credit score affords, employing one of the finest credit monitoring services to safeguard your information may be prudent. What is the difference between the FICO score and Vantage score? 2 firms dominate credit scoring. FICO is the most widely recognized score. Its primary rival is Vantage score. In general, they both utilize a credit score range between 300 and 850. Each company also has multiple versions of its scoring formula. Vantage Score 3.0 and FICO 8 are the scoring models most commonly used. FICO and Vantage Score both utilize the same data with slightly varying weightings. They tend to move in tandem. If you have a high Vantage score, your FICO score is also likely to be high. Free credit score resources. Most credit card issuers give cardholders free access to their credit scores, which provides the ability to check one's credit standing simpler than ever. Some issuers, including Citi and Discover, offer complimentary FICO scores, whereas others, including Chase and Capital One, offer complimentary Vantage scores. You can check your credit score in less than 5 minutes by visiting the credit score section of the website of your credit card issuer or a free credit score service such as Credit Karma and registering. Typically, a dashboard will display your score and the factors that affect it. FICO and Vantage Score will retrieve your credit score from Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion. If you enjoyed watching this video, please like and share the video with anyone else you think could benefit from this content. Don't forget to hit that red subscribe button so you don't miss any of our upcoming exciting topics. Till then, goodbye, and see you in the next video.